Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to high school football here on CD Country 107.9. A special treat for you, the quarterfinal matchup. The Mercer County Golden Eagles play host to the Farmington Farmers, a matchup that will be sure to thrill, but guess what? It's a nasty, rainy, windy day up here in Aledo. The Farmers on the road for the first time this postseason, and the first time they've seen somebody outside of the Prairie Land Conference in the season. So, John Asplund alongside Dakota Horn. John, the weather's probably going to play a factor in this ball game.
Well, we went down on the field before the game, and it's really, really windy up here. It's windy down there, but not as bad. It'll be interesting to see how the wind plays, if the wind plays a factor, and if it does, who that benefits.
Yeah, and you can hear it on our mics up here. We are actually out in the open. We do have a roof over our head, so we are shielded from the rain. So far, the rain hasn't been too heavy, and there looks like to be a slight clearing off to our, and I'm trying to get my bearings, I believe that's the north.
Southwest.
Southwest, okay. Southwest over there, but where we're at, we're looking, let's see here, John, we will be looking to the west.
We are looking straight south.
Straight south, okay. I have no idea where I'm at. We're close, so nonetheless, so if you've never been to Aledo before, we're looking straight south. The field it's in great shape, very solid. The moisture is good down there, nothing sloppy down there. And this is a bowl atmosphere in Aledo. We are way up, one of the highest positions you can be at in the booth, and then Aledo has a deck with a covered roof to its side, and we're in that right now, so we are in the elements out in the open, so we apologize for the wind that you're going to hear all day long. This is your pregame show brought to you by Chuck Taylor State Farm Insurance and Financial Services in Canton. For mutual funds, life and health insurance, call Chuck at 647-8544. So we talked about weather being a factor. Everybody seems to be pretty healthy. You talk about an Aledo squad or a Mercer County squad. These used to be Olympic Conference foes back in the Aledo Green Dragons, but they've consolidated with Westmer, and now they're the Mercer County Golden Eagles. When you talk about keys to this ball game, last week, quarterback went 11 for 20, 120 yards, 3 touchdowns. Farmington, they're lucky if they've seen 20 passes all year in the Prairie Land Conference.
Yeah, that's going to be a big test for the Farmington defense today, because we know that Mercer County does like to throw the ball. They're not a pass-only offense, but they will mix it up. And Farmington secondary is going to get a little bit more action than they're used to.
Here in Aledo for the quarterfinal matchup. The winner of this ball game moves on next week to play the Sterling Newman winner, and they play Moments this week. So we'll keep an eye on that score as well. That game starts at 2 o'clock. So we'll be catching the first half of that game as this one comes to a close. We're going to start the national anthem here in just a few minutes, so we're going to take a step aside for about 2 minutes, and we'll be back with more keys to the game and break down what we're going to see in this quarterfinal matchup in the 2A playoffs. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Spoon River Animal Clinic, comprehensive care when it's needed most. By CD Country 107.9, your new home in the country. By the Bank of Farmington, with locations in Farmington and in Canton. The Clayburgh-Fulton County Nursing Center, serving Fulton County since 1969. By Dempster Insurance Agency, located in Farmington and in Peoria, service beyond the contract. Spoon River Home Health, and by Quality Disposal and Quality Roll-Off. By Modern Health Fitness Center, located on East Chestnut Street on the east side of Canton. By Spoon River Hearing Services, located inside the Graham Medical Building. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
John Asplund alongside Dakota Horn. It's going to be a great ball game. Last week, the Farmington Farmers defeated the Elmwood Brimfield Trojans for the second time this season. And like we said, now they've got to face up against a Lincoln Trail opponent. And the first time they've stepped outside the Prairie Land Conference since last year in the playoffs, where they lost to the Winnebago squad. So this will be a test for them. New tape to look at, new schemes to look at. And then last week, Mercer County a thriller. One of the best ball games you'll probably ever see. Double overtime, 26-20, able to pull it off. A completely different look. And how are these teams going to match up, John?
Well, they're very different teams in the fact that Farmington is going to try to run probably about 70-plus times this game. And Mercer County's going to mix it up offensively. Mercer County's known for their speed. Farmington's known for their size. There could be a lot of contrast in this game. You could think that maybe both teams are used to one another, but these kids have never known these opponents at all. It's been several years since these two teams played, and in fact, the last time they played, it was Aledo.
That's right.
And different coaching staffs, different players, different schemes. So it's like they've never met ever. Even though many of the older time fans from Farmington and Aledo would be familiar, at least with the concept of where each of these towns are. That'd be about it.
This is your pregame show brought to you by Chuck Taylor State Farm Insurance and Financial Services in Canton. For mutual funds, life, and health insurance, call Chuck at 647-8544. So to set the scene for you real quickly, we are on the north end of the football field. We're looking to the south. From left to right, you've got on your left side, you've got the east side of the state. On the right side, you've got the west side of the state. 94 is just on the end of the end zone there. If you've never been to Aledo before, they've got a very interesting touchdown celebration in that southwest corner or southeast corner. They've got a cannon every time they score, a very booming cannon. That'll intimidate any fan or any player that comes here. Field looks good. They've got the Mercer County Golden Eagle at midfield, and we are ready to go. The band just came off the field. We're moments away, and we apologize here on CD Country 107.9. We're out in the open, so you'll hear the wind. So if you thought you wouldn't hear any of the elements or feel any of it, you've got it on our mics. The wind gusting anywhere between 20 and 30 miles an hour. School song by Mercer County being played. A very good crowd for Mercer County. They've got the milk jugs and any kind of jug that they could find filled with rocks, pebbles, nails, anything, and it creates a very loud atmosphere. John, have you ever coached here before?
Yeah, many years ago when I coached for Knoxville 20 years ago against Aledo, a very fine Aledo team, several of them in fact. Didn't have a lot of success up here as a coach, as Aledo's had a great tradition. I believe I was fortunate to win one here. Yeah, it's been a long time. The field's in fantastic shape. Have to commend the community of Mercer County school community. And speaking to one of their building principals before the game, they said that raised over $1 million to put this new track and fencing system around the field. It's beautiful here today in Mercer County. The wind is obviously a factor, but the weather for November is pretty warm.
Yeah.
So beautiful field here. Commend the folks at Mercer County for putting together a tremendous facility to play football and to run track.
We're waiting for the flip down on the field. And real quickly, my keys to the game, I'll give you one for each side. McKay Skaggs has got to have 200 yards on the ground. I know that sounds over the top, but this team, that's all they do. They run, and now with the wind, you can't ask Welker to come out and pass as much. He'd have to pass more than he's done all season to really be effective in the passing game. And then for Mercer County, the big thing is don't let Farmington control the game, because if Farmington is close or in the lead or even down by a couple scores in the fourth quarter, they are built to run 4 quarters and run strong for 4 quarters. That would not be a place that Mercer County would want to be. John, I know you've got similar game thoughts, one for each side.
Well, I wouldn't really go too far from what you have to say. I'd say for Farmington, it's going to be keep everything in front of you. If you let somebody behind you, the speed for Mercer County is going to beat you deep. You cannot let that happen, so you have to keep everything in front of you, avoid the big play, make Mercer County work for everything it gets. For Mercer County, it's going to be stack the line of scrimmage and just dare Farmington to throw the ball, because that's not what Farmington wants to do. Do what you can do to take away McKay Skaggs, because everything flows through him. Farmington works inside out. Mercer County works a lot of outside in. So it's very much a study in contrast here today. It's going to be a great day to watch a football game.
This is your pregame show brought to you by Chuck Taylor State Farm Insurance and Financial Services in Canton. For mutual funds, life, and health insurance, call Chuck at 647-8544. We're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll have playoff football in 30 seconds here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. By State Farm Insurance, your local agents Chuck Taylor, Tom Conklin, Brian Yonts, and Dee Clark. By Innovations Design Academy, located on East Locust Street in Canton. By Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main Street in Canton. By the Fulton County Farm Bureau, the voice of organized agriculture since 1916. By AM 1560 WBYS and simulcast at 93.7 FM. By Oldfield Bookkeeping and Tax Service, located on East 4th Street in Farmington. By Truman Cleaning, your residential and commercial cleaning. Everything we touch turns to clean. By Ipava State Bank, with locations in Astoria, Ipava, Lewistown, and Canton. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Welcome back, everybody, on CD Country 107.9, Dakota Horn, alongside John Asplund. It's going to be a whale of a ball game, but we're out in the elements. So if you're tuning in and you hear lots of wind, it's not that you need to roll up your windows in the car. We're out in the wind, and the mics are going to pick that up. We're out in the rain, but guess what? The rain stopped.
Yeah.
And on our way up here, John and I actually did see a streak of lightning. So that's something that concerns fans and the officials. And speaking of which, the officials, Bradley Stearns is your referee. He is from Springfield. Brian Lakotis, your linesman, from Springfield as well. Tim Irving, the umpire. Chuck Snow, your line judge, and your back judge is J. Pat Moomey from Chatham, and Taylorville. So all from the southern portion of the state. What we've got a kickoff. The Farmington Farmers are going to kick off from left to right. And the Golden Eagles will be back to receive. The receivers standing below their playoff acknowledgement billboard. A squib kick. The ball's loose, still on the ground. And it looks like the Golden Eagles able to fall on it. Nick Jane just a squib kick to the 30-yard line.
Well, waiting to see. I don't see a lot of celebration from Farmington, so it appears that Mercer County got the ball. Boy, it is Mercer County ball, but boy, what a turn of events that could have been right off the bat.
Just kind of fumbled it, bumbled it, and they finally fell on it, but Nick James was the one that was right there on top of it.
We've seen Nick James since the start of the playoffs, and that kickoff has really worked well for the Farmers, and that almost worked to perfection.
So here in Aledo, quarterfinal football, Class 2A, a 1 o'clock start on a windy day. Your broadcast team out in the elements. We've got 3 wide, 2 up top, 1 near us in the booth. They're going to run it to the right side. They get around the outside at the 30, at the 35, still on his feet. Breaks out in the open, and he's wrapped up with a 50-yard line on a 20-yard carry. That's Cole Peterson.
Well, as I said, Dakota, they're going to work outside in. They're going to use their speed to their advantage, spread Farmington out, and make sure that size is nullified by the speed being able to go one-on-one against the defender.
So just like that, into Farmers territory. They finally wrap them up at the 48-yard line. The ball's on the far hash line. Now they've got flip-flop, 2 near us, 2 in the backfield, out of the shotgun formation. Handoff, they're going to go left side. Cuts it back, up the middle, and he's wrapped up, and I believe that's Tyson Russell, is actually number 20 with the carry.
Brendan Jostis got a lot of penetration up the field, which forced him back inside. He did not want to take that track. Brendan Jostis was standing right in front of him and forced him upfield.
If you're just tuning in, 11:19 left in the first quarter. We've got a 0-0 score on a windy day here in Aledo. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Mercer County Golden Eagles. They've got the ball first and have already broken out a 20-yard run, the hands of Russell. This time, formation, a little confusion. They're going to send number 81 back towards us. That's A.J. Line. Now they've got 3 wide towards us here in the booth. Out of the shotgun. He's going to keep it himself. Look down the field to pass. He's got a receiver, and it's Line who's on the wrong side of the field. That worked out well for the Golden Eagle.
He was the outside receiver on this side. The 2 interior receivers, Dakota ran deep, ran off the coverage, and they just ran their wide receiver to the near side here on about a 5-yard out, and he was open, and the quarterback was able to find him, and they have now a 3rd and very achievable, maybe 2-yard to go.
Spencer Wood is going to be calling the shots, number 11. Spencer is a 6'3", 180-pound sophomore. Yeah, you heard me right. It's not a senior, it's a sophomore. He's out of the shotgun yet again. Well, mostly shotgun so far on their 4 plays. And Wood falls down the backfield, but he gets it to Russell, and he's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, that was the pistol formation there, Dakota, and they gave the tailback a lot of room to run. Looked like maybe somewhat of a zone blocking scheme there on part of Mercer County. Would give the tailback an option of which hole to hit. Wasn't much there, and Farmington basically held the line of scrimmage, and there was no gain on that play.
So the ball is sitting on the X at the 40-yard line where they normally kick the ball off. They need 2.5 yards to pick up a first down. They need to get to the 38-yard line. They come out. They're in Farmers territory. They send out the line. Wood, he is directly under center with 2 back in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff, first man through. The Farmers stand him up. No good, and it's the turnover on down.
Well, and that's not what Mercer County is going to want to do. They tried to go smash mouth right at Farmington. They did spread it out, but they were in an I formation, a running formation, and they tried to give it to the fullback, and there was nothing there for him to run through.
Big plays have always been a bugaboo for the Farmers. Well, the other way, big stops have always got their momentum going in the right direction.
Well, and I would predict we'd come out and see a little bit of McKay Skaggs right off the bat, try to soften up their line.
So 1st and 10, the Farmers have the ball at their own 40-yard line. McKay's in the backfield. It's going to be a fake handoff to him. They go right side with Bologna, and he gets 2 to 3 yards.
That fooled me. I would have assumed that Skaggs was getting the ball as an effective fake by Welker, and Bologna came off the end, but Mercer County had 2 defenders who were not fooled and were waiting for him.
Just tuning in, it's a 0-0 score, 9:07 left here in the first quarter. The wind is howling here in Aledo. Jepson goes in motion for the Farmers. It's a pitch to him. He goes left side. He tries to cut around the end, and he's going to get the ball to the 45 on a 3-yard carry.
Farmington pulled a couple offensive linemen that time, trying to set up a wall for Jepson, but effective pursuit by Mercer County, leaving a 3rd and 6 for the Farmers.
So now the ball only made it to the 44. They're not going to give him that jump at the end to the 45. So here they come to the line. Skaggs in the backfield, 1 in, set back on each side. That's Jepson and Bologna. Jepson goes in motion behind Skaggs. They give it to Skaggs. He goes left side. He stood up at the 45-yard line for no gain, and now it's going to bring up 4th and 5.
Well, you can tell that Mercer County is definitely keying on McKay Skaggs. They sent a whole host of defenders right at him when he took the ball. But I'll give McKay credit. He was able to get 1.5 yards when he was met by about 3 Golden Eagles at the point of attack.
Okay, John, we've got, looks like a short punt formation set up here. It's going to go to Welker, and look at that little pooch kick, a big spiral, bounces at the 20-yard line, picked up by the Mercer County Golden Eagle at the 25-yard line. No, he's wrapped up at the 20. He did more lateral movement than anything.
You know, I really like the way Coach Martin had that set up. You have the quarterback now who's punting. You have Noah Welker back there as a punter in a shotgun formation. And as far as Mercer County is concerned, they could have run a play because you had Skaggs standing next to him. He set up a very effective spiral kick. And for Mercer County, you can't really set up a return because you have to account for the fact that they may be running a play.
And Skaggs, when you talk about on tape, he's been punting the ball all season long, except for last week where he's had some knee problems.
Right. So I did talk to the coaches this week, and they did say that Skaggs would not be punting to try to save his knee.
There you go. So now the Golden Eagles with 7:52 in the first quarter have the ball again. This is going to be a pass by Wood. He comes to the near side. 2 Farmers right on top of him for maybe a gain of 2 yards. That went to Tyson Nylene.
Well, yes, and that was Bologna, and you had, it looks to be like Higgs, who plays defensive end, and also Cooper Elam, who were out there. If one of those had gotten a little bit quicker break on that ball, it could have been 6 points for Farmington.
Well, that one went from the far side on the pass to the near side to the receiver. A long pass, and it gave 2 defenders plenty of time to sniff it out. So brings up 2nd and 7 with 7:18 left here in the first quarter. Wind dies down a little bit, but they're going to run the ball. Missed 1 tackle, and he's wrapped up. Kyle Harmon uproots him.
Skaggs got in the middle, and he was able to evade him and bounce to the outside, but Harmon was there waiting, and resulted in, well, it looked like no gain at all, maybe even a short loss for the Golden Eagles on that play.
And Tyson Russell again on the carry, loss of about half a yard, so that's going to bring up 3rd and a long 7. We thought that the defenses could play a knockout, drag-out ball game, and after the first 2 possessions and now a 3rd, the second by the Golden Eagles, slow to get off the start. Wood, he's going to look way down the field into the teeth of the wind, and it's still caught. 3 defenders right there. It's at the 45-yard line in Farmers territory. How in the world did that one get down there, and that was A.J. Line.
Wow, what a catch by A.J. Line. There were 3 Farmington defenders who all kind of stood there and watched Line jump up, and he did jump very high. That ball hung up in the wind. He was able to leap up and catch that. I would have never given them a chance to catch that as the ball left the quarterback's hands.
As the wind trying to find a flag, it's blowing straight towards us. Of course it is. It's blowing out of the south, so it's not actually going right at the ball or with the ball. It's blowing across the ball as it goes down the field, but it hung up there, John. But a first down now at the 45-yard line in Farmers territory. They run to the right side. Welker stuffed Russell at the line, gets a yard to the right side.
Well, that's something for Farmington, you hope they can stop any momentum, because that was a big momentum lift, because Mercer County was staring at a pretty bad punt situation where they were going to be back near their own 10-yard line when they punted, and now all of a sudden they've got momentum across midfield, and Farmington's need to stiffen up right now and force a punt.
A nothing ball game with 5:48 left here in the first quarter in Aledo. The Farmington Farmers on the road against the Mercer County Golden Eagles. The Golden Eagles have the ball in Farmers territory. 2nd and 9 coming up. Wood drops back, looks to the near side, and finds his receiver just short of the first down. That was 15, Adam Huffstetler.
That was the slot receiver to this side. He just ran about a 10-yard button hook and then came back to the ball. Is a little bit short of the first down, but now it's a 2-down territory because you're on the 36-yard line.
So 3rd and 1 coming up. If you look at John and I up in the booth, we look like we're coaches trying to shield the lips for the other side. We've got our papers over our mics trying to shield this howling wind from the south. Down on the field, John, because of the bowl, it isn't as bad, but once you throw that ball up 10 yards, it's going to cause some problems. It's going to be a QB sneak, and it looks like the Mercer County Golden Eagles got it.
They caught Farmington napping a little bit there. They went on a quick count. Quarterback just leaned, and he's tall. He's 6'3", and he just leaned his long, slender body over and got probably 2 yards on that play.
And if you look at what we've seen so far, Mercer County has had the advantage on field position. They moved it twice into Farmers territory, and this is only their 2nd possession. The Farmers couldn't get anything going. They went 3 and out. Now the Farmers spread out their defense. They've got 4 deep standing on the 15-yard line. Wood drops back, plenty of time to the near side, or far side, pardon me, and he finds an intended receiver. He's still on his feet, and he falls down. Tyson Nylene almost broke free and had room to run.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this sophomore quarterback for Mercer County, number 11. He is Spencer Wood, excuse me. He throws a bullet, and he gets back there. He finds his receiver. He makes his mind up, and he throws a fastball. This wind does not seem to affect him very greatly, as he's able to put it on a rope. And Farmington's secondary is going to have to put a little tighter coverage on these receivers, or they can nickel and dime them all the way down the field.
4:06 left here in the first quarter. It's 0-0. This is the 2nd possession by the Golden Eagles. If you're just tuning in, it's going to be out of the shotgun. Wood evades 2 tackles, and it's an incomplete pass intended to A.J. Line at the line of scrimmage.
Well, there was a little bit of pressure being applied by Alec Higgs, and he had to get the ball away quickly. It was there for the receiver, but he just simply dropped it.
That brings up 3rd and 1. The ball is sitting directly on the 25-yard line on the far hash, and they need to get that ball to the 24-yard line. A big play on this drive opened up where they're at right now. A big dump pass from Wood all the way down to the 45-yard line from around the 25. 3rd and 1 coming up, too wide near us. Wood's going to keep it. Big stuffs him, but he got enough forward progress for 3 yards.
This Mercer County offense is really an effective offense because you truly don't know where they're going to attack. They've attacked on the inside with the quarterback, with the fullback. They've swept with the tailback. They've thrown to the outside. They've thrown to the middle. Farmington's defense is going to have its work cut out for it all day long.
If you're just tuning in, we are out in the elements. The wind is howling from the south. We're on the north end of the field. It's coming right at us and right into the mic, so you feel like you're right at the ball game today. It's going to be a run left side. That's Russell. He's stuffed Welker in on the tackle, and I believe Skaggs is there as well. No, that was Higgs.
That's an old-fashioned crossbuck just out of the shotgun formation where the tailback to the left goes right and the tailback to the right goes left. Pull a guard, but there wasn't much there. Good defensive line pursuit by Farmington.
2nd and 10 coming up on no gain by Russell. We've got 3:12 left in the first quarter. No one scored yet. The Farmers have had the ball once, and the Golden Eagles are working on their 2nd possession. The Farmers have had 4 men about 10 or 15 yards deep on every single play. They're scared Wood's going to throw it. He's going to do that now. He's hitting the backfield and 4 Farmers on top of them at the 30 on a 7-yard loss.
Wow, that's a huge play there. That was Randy Tran, who came in like he was shot out of a gun. I don't even know if he was blocked. And they give him where he met him at the point of attack was the 29-yard line. The sack actually occurred at about the 32, but they're going to stop forward progress at the 29. Great play by Randy Tran.
So that will bring up third and around 16, 17 yards. They don't have as much room to throw this time on the last third down that they had, where they threw it from the 25 to the other side of the field to the 45. They only need 29 yards to get into the end zone. They're going to run the ball on the deep third, and then it's going to go to the left side, still on his feet. He's going to be knocked down at the 20-yard line. That's going to be 7 yards short. What do they do here on 4th down?
Well, they can do anything. I mean, that's the thing that I really like about this Mercer County offense is they can do anything. I mean, they demonstrated right there on what you would consider to be an almost automatic passing down. They ran the ball and with great effectiveness, so they could run here. They seem to want to attack the wide side of the field, which makes sense. They have a lot of speed, so I'd look to them to run to the right, run or throw to the right, but you never know.
So they pick up 9 yards on that. That'll bring up 4th and 8. They come to the line, 1 wide each side, 2 in the backfield, directly under center. Takes the snap. He looks to the far side. Gets a dump pass. He's got Welker. Can he wrap up the defender? Misses 2 tackles, and he's finally taken down at the 15-yard line. A turnover on downs.
Wow, they ran a screen there, which was, once again, something we hadn't seen. That was definitely unexpected, and they almost got it to work. But Farmington's defense was able to bring him down with a team effort there, about 1.5 yards short of the first down. So Farmington dodges another bullet.
Okay, folks, 3 possessions, 2 by the Golden Eagles. They turned it over on downs twice, and the Farmers punted once. Now 1st and 10, the Farmers deep in their own territory at the 15-yard line. Man comes in motion. That's Bellani. He stops behind Skaggs. He pushes through, and he just barrels his way through and gets about 2 yards.
Looks like the defensive end on that side of the line was able to shed his blocker and stand Skaggs up. He looks like he gives up about 30 pounds to Skaggs too, so I'll credit him. That's number 89. I'll have to look his name up there.
Dalton Howard.
Dalton Howard. That was an excellent effort by a junior defensive end there for Mercer County. 2nd
and 8. It's going to be a pitch. It's coming towards us in the booth. It's Bellani. Misses 1 tackle, evades another, and gets it to around the 22-yard line on a 4-yard carry.
You know, I was talking to the Farmington coaches this week, Dakota, and they said they really are going to need another big game out of Max Bellani, they feel, if they're going to get a win here today. And they're trying to get him on track now, and that's a good sign for Farmington. Picks up about 6 yards on that carry, maybe 5.
3rd and 4 coming up. 39 seconds left here in the first quarter. It's 0-0 in Aledo in the quarterfinal matchup. It's still sprinkling, but the sun's trying to pop out here in Aledo. It's going to be hand up directly to Skaggs. He rides over the top of one of his linemen, but he's going to be short of the first down.
Not really sure what happened there. It looked like there was a hole inside of where Skaggs was trying to run, but he was trying to get outside. And the defensive end on this side was able to use the lineman as kind of a shield and slow Skaggs up until the defense was able to swarm to him.
So now, last time the Farmers punted the ball from around the 40-yard line. Now they're going to have to punt. The ball's at the 23-yard line, so by the time it gets into the hands of Welker, it's going to be deep. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. It's 0-0 here in Aledo. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Spoon River Animal Clinic, comprehensive care when it's needed most. By CD Country 107.9, your new home in the country. By the Bank of Farmington, with locations in Farmington and in Canton. The Clayburgh-Fulton County Nursing Center, serving Fulton County since 1969. By Dempster Insurance Agency, located in Farmington and in Peoria, service beyond the contract. Spoon River Home Health, and by Quality Disposal and Quality Roll-Off. By Modern Health Fitness Center, located on East Chestnut Street on the east side of Canton. By Spoon River Hearing Services, located inside the Graham Medical Building. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Aledo. A windy ball game. It's 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. The Farmers deep in their own territory. The ball's at the 23-yard line. Welker deep. He is standing next to the goal line. Actually, he's at the 6-yard line. End-over-end kick right into the hands of the receiver at the 45. He breaks free to the 38 and wrapped up by Luke Sanford.
I'm going to give Hank Skaggs a little shout out there. Hank Skaggs is a big boy running down the field, and he was the one that met the receiver first.
11:53 left here in the second quarter, and if you're watching the game clock and the real time, we burned 12 minutes off the clock, and we only went 18 minutes in real time. That's unbelievable in terms of the clock was continuously running. 2 turnover on downs by Mercer County and 2 punts by the Farmers. No score here in Aledo. It's going to be a pitch. Russell goes left side. He's got a blocker out in front, and he's wrapped up for a 3-yard gain. The Farmers sniffed that one out.
Well, it looked at first like he had some room to run, but Farmington was able to. Randy Tran actually was able to get out to the outside and force the tailback up inside. It could have been a much bigger gain, but it ended up being about a 4-yard gain for the Golden Eagles. 2nd and 6 coming up. The ball is sitting at the 34-yard line, closer to the 33. We are outside on the deck. We're not in the booth. We've got a little party deck that we're sitting on, broadcasting the game, and the wind coming right in our face. The wind has shifted a little bit. Russell, he cuts it back to the center, goes to the left side, and picks up a few more yards. They pulled the left guard and left tackle on that play, trying to get a little extra help at the point of attack. They have to try in the middle every once in a while, but they're probably not going to find a lot of success up that way. They'll probably try to go back to the outside here on this next play.
0-0 here in Aledo. Quarterfinal 2A matchup. Winner gets Sterling Newman or Moments. The sun is actually coming out to the southwest portion of this field, but it is still sprinkling in Aledo. 3rd down. It's going to be a pass. Comes to the near side. Plenty of time to throw it, and he hits his receiver in and out. He hit his chest, and it bounced right out, and that hit the hands of number 21, Cole Peterson, incomplete.
Well, I think if Wood had that back, he would have run. He had about 7-8 clear yards in front of him that he could have gotten that first down. He did have a receiver. He threw it a little bit to his back shoulder, and Peterson was unable to catch it.
Okay, John, 4th down and about 5 yards to go. They've turned the ball over on downs twice already. This is their 3rd possession.
I wouldn't be shocked if they just went to the end zone this time. You know, they've had a lot of success when they've gone long, and that this might be the time. They don't want to keep just getting stopped on 4th down. That's going to be frustrating.
And we've got a timeout on the field, I believe, and that's going to give us a timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. By State Farm Insurance, your local agents Chuck Taylor, Tom Conklin, Brian Yonts, and D. Clark. By Innovations Design Academy, located on East Locust Street in Canton. By Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main Street in Canton. By the Fulton County Farm Bureau, the voice of organized agriculture since 1916. By AM 1560 WBYS and simulcast at 93.7 FM. By Oldfield Bookkeeping and Tax Service, located on East 4th Street in Farmington. By Truman Cleaning, your residential and commercial cleaning. Everything we touch turns to clean. By Ipava State Bank, with locations in Astoria, Ipava, Lewistown, and Canton. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Here on CD Country 107.9, the sun is still trying to peek out. The Mercer County Golden Eagles take a timeout. They've got 4th and 5 coming up, and the ball is in Farmers territory at the 31-yard line. They took the timeout. They had some personnel changes, and I don't think Coach liked what he'd seen, and here we go. Another fourth down opportunity, another opportunity for the Farmers to shut them down.
Their big play receivers right down here at the bottom of the screen on an island out here with Max Bologna.
Hit as he throws! Incomplete pass over the head of the intended receiver. Another turnover on down.
Farmington's defensive line was able to put pressure. Alec Higgs, and I couldn't tell who else was coming in there. I apologize. But was able to put pressure on the quarterback, probably threw it a half second before he wanted to. Another fourth down stop for the Farmers. That's got to be a good feeling if you're Casey Martin and the Farmers right now.
So now they've got better field position, and now they are moving from right to left. They are moving towards the east. The ball at the 31-yard line. We've got 10:23 left here in the second quarter. Handoff, it's coming left side. Jepson still on his feet and swirls his way to the 35-yard line somehow with the help of a Mercer County defender pushing him.
Yeah, Jake Jepson looked like he was going to be stopped by the defensive end who was standing there waiting for him, and he employed a spin move there, was able to push B on the controller a couple times and spin out of the way and propel himself forward for about a 5-yard gain. Good run by Jepson.
2nd and 5 coming up. Same formation yet again. This time Bologna goes to the far side. It's a pitch to him. He gets it at the 30. He's still on his feet. He pushes his way to the 40-yard line, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
You know, I don't want to overthink this, but you start to wonder, is Skaggs hurt? Because they're not really giving him the ball. I mean, he's not gotten the ball very many times. And that's obviously goes counter to everything we've seen this year from Farmington.
So now the ball sits just short of the 40-yard line. They need to get it to the 41 for the first down. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Farmers. They've got a man wide towards us, and that's Colton Evans. Jepson goes in motion. He comes towards us in the booth. He gets it to Skaggs. He's tripped up in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. And who was that, John, that grabbed him?
Number 67. That was Hank Connor, senior linebacker, who gives up once again about 30, 40 pounds to McKay Skaggs, but he went low and was able to upend Skaggs, who did a little bit of a somersault there, and it was a loss of yards on the play.
Okay, so we've seen different looks. On 4th down, Farmers have punted. On 4th down, Mercer County has gone for it. Well, it hasn't turned out well for either side. So Welker's deep. He's at the 25-yard line to receive the punt, and he's going to try to kick it, and he's got 2 receivers down on the other side of the field, standing at the 33-yard line. 0-0 is your score. 9:04 left in the second quarter. We've got a timeout, and I believe that's going to be Farmington again.
It looks like a delay game.
Well, and I wasn't actually watching the official putting his arm up for the last 5 seconds, but nonetheless, they're going to move it back 5 yards.
It's so loud up here. We don't know. Maybe they were trying to draw Mercer County offsides with a hard count. I don't know.
Good snap. Welker's got it, puts it down, and it hangs up, fair caught. At the 45-yard line, the Farmer is able to see the fair catch and hold up. So now, Mercer County, a 4th opportunity.
Yeah, I said it last time. I wouldn't be surprised if they went deep. I think they're going to try to score. Obviously, every play to try to score, but some are designed more for big plays than others. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried for a big play here pretty soon, because they've got to be getting frustrated, getting close to the end zone each time and getting stopped on 4th down.
They're the only ones that have been able to do anything on offense. Mercer County's been able to move the ball for 50-plus yards. Farmers haven't been able to get a first down. It's going to be a run. Comes towards us, and he wrapped up at the marker. That's going to be enough for a first down. He got past Jepson and Higgs, and they finally wrapped him up from behind.
Yeah, go the opposite way, I guess. They ran a quick fullback trap, and there was a lot of running room for that fullback to get down the field. Surprising move by Mercer County, but very effective.
Falls down at the 45-yard line in Farmers territory again. 1st and 10 coming up. 0-0 is your score. 8:42 left in the second quarter. We talk about the big play, and we've got a timeout on the field. I believe that's going to be Coach Martin calling that, and that's exactly what it is. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Spoon River Animal Clinic, comprehensive care when it's needed most. By CD Country 107.9, your new home in the country. By the Bank of Farmington, with locations in Farmington and in Canton. The Clayburgh-Fulton County Nursing Center, serving Fulton County since 1969. By Dempster Insurance Agency, located in Farmington and in Peoria, service beyond the contract. Spoon River Home Health, and by Quality Disposal and Quality Roll-Off. By Modern Health Fitness Center, located on East Chestnut Street on the east side of Canton. By Spoon River Hearing Services, located inside the Graham Medical Building. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Clouds do look a little better off to our west as the rain has been, it was steady there at the very beginning of the game, and then it just let up with 8:35 left here in the second quarter. Nothing score. The cannon has been very, very quiet here in Aledo, as they usually fire that off when they score. We've got 1st and 10 here for the Golden Eagles, and Farmington has had to utilize 2 timeouts, actually 1 for Mercer County and 1 for the Farmers, pardon me. So 1 used on each side with 8.5 minutes left in this half. The ball is in Farmers territory. They're going to run it to the right side, and Jepson gets the tackle on a 3-yard carry.
Noah Welker was able to split some offensive linemen and get back and grab the back of the jersey of the running back, but he was able to get away. Otherwise, that would have resulted in a loss of about 2 yards.
The wind is still coming straight from the south towards our open booth here on the north side of the field at the Bowl in Aledo. A very interesting field if you've never been here before. The north side is all ground and kind of built-in bleachers that keep sloping to the south. It's going to be a handoff left side on the near hash. Russell's still on his feet. He's taken down by a herd of Farmers, including Joey Boggs at the bottom.
But now they have a third very achievable 1, maybe 2 to go. This is the same story each time. They get down here, and Farmington has found a way to stop them. We'll see if that can happen again this time.
Farmers in their purple pants, white uniforms, purple numbers, their purple helmets with the gold star. And the Mercer County Golden Eagles have another opportunity here on 3rd and a long 2. Confusion on the Farmers defense. They've got 1 wide each side. It's going to be a run. It's going to be Russell. He's taken down, but not before he runs for about 5 yards, gets the first down.
So in the first quarter, they were able to move the ball down the field with a series of passes. Now in the second quarter, they're moving the ball down the field by running the ball. As I said before, very impressive offensive scheme here for Mercer County, and it's well executed. And Farmington has done well to stop them from getting in the end zone thus far.
This Farmers defense is going to get tired in a hurry here. They've been out on the field the majority of the ball game. The Farmers haven't been able to convert a first down on offense. 2 in the backfield, lots of motion, and wrapped up on the run that gets about 4 yards. The Mercer County fans were hooting and hollering.
Well, it looked like there was Farmington defensive lineman might have gotten offsides by half a tick, but the officials saw it differently. And Farmington's defensive line is going to have to make some sort of change, because they're finding a lot of success running off in between the left guard and the left tackle right now. They're getting huge holes.
0-0 is your score. 6:32 left in the first half. 2nd and 4, closer to 5 coming up. Wood directly under center. He takes a snap, goes left side with Russell. He breaks through for a short gain, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Once again, you got a 3rd down, and they just keep moving a little bit closer. It's 3rd and inches at this point. And last time they did this, they did a quarterback sneak and got the first down. See if they try something similar this time.
The ball is at the 23-yard line, and they need to get to the 22.5-yard line in Farmers territory. And they've been running on 4-down territory, so this is more like a 2nd down to them anyway. Going to be a QB sneak, and Wood, with the initial surge, looks like he's got it. We've got a flag from the backfield.
I don't know if that's a face mask or something. His helmet came off, so that can't be good.
Wood comes out. Looks a little shaken.
Yeah.
So now we've got the official. Let's see what we've got on the call. Usually if the helmet came off, there's a good chance that it's a face mask penalty. There's a good discussion coming towards the Mercer County bench directly below us. And the call is face mask on the Farmers, I guess, since he signaled first down.
Yeah, there was a big pile there, and I definitely didn't see what happened, but obviously something happened for the quarterback to lose his helmet as he went down. So they have now a 1st and goal at the, well, is it a goal? Yeah, they've laid the chains down, Dakota. It's 1st and goal at the 10.
It is sitting right at the 10-yard line, so now they've got 4 opportunities to get in to score. Nothing is your score. 5:30 here in the first half. We are in the second quarter. It's going to be a run right side. Look at that power. Russell into the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Eagles.
You know, there was a very curious, right before the snap of the ball, the defensive end of this side widened out quite a bit to account for a possible, I guess, a wide receiver coming on a slant. When he widened out, it made a huge running lane, and that's where they went, the second back through, and he was able to power in for a touchdown.
And now the cannon able to sound the southeast corner of the field. Just a cool feature to this Mercer County football game. They're up 6-0 now. They're going to go for 2. They've got trips to the top. One man beside him in the backfield. First man comes in motion. They're going to roll to the right side. They've got, and it's intercepted, and that's going to be the no good on the 2-point conversion. 6-0, Mercer County on top. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. By State Farm Insurance, your local agents Chuck Taylor, Tom Conklin, Brian Yonts, and D. Clark. By Innovations Design Academy, located on East Locust Street in Canton. By Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main Street in Canton. By the Fulton County Farm Bureau, the voice of organized agriculture since 1916. By AM 1560 WBYS and simulcast at 93.7 FM. By Oldfield Bookkeeping and Tax Service, located on East 4th Street in Farmington. By Truman Cleaning, your residential and commercial cleaning. Everything we touch turns to clean. By Ipava State Bank, with locations in Astoria, Ipava, Lewistown, and Canton. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Aledo. It's 6-0, Mercer County on top. They missed the 2-point conversion. They kick off from the left to the right into the hands of Bologna. He's going to give it, he did actually give it to Welker. He rolls towards us, and he's wrapped up at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Farmers will take over.
Farmington needs to at least get a couple first downs, I think, here, Dakota, because Mercer County's offense, as you said earlier, has been on the field the whole game. They need to give their defense a little bit of a breather, give them a chance to regroup.
No first downs yet by the Farmers. 6-0 is your score. With 5:15 left, Mercer County able to strike first. They turned the ball over on downs 3 times and then finally got it into the end zone. And if you look at total yardage, Mercer County is absolutely crushing the Farmington Farmers. Walker directly under center. He hands it off. It's going to go. Actually, no, he's going to pass. He rolls, misses one defender. He throws it. Almost intercepted in and out of the hands of number 12, Tyson Nylene.
Wow, that was unexpected. And it was a good fake because I, like you, thought that the ball had been handed off. As Welker rolled out, the defensive line for Mercer County was not fooled as they were giving chase. And Welker is very, very lucky that was not intercepted.
And you can't blame Coach Martin to try something different. And nothing has worked on the ground, but that play took forever to develop, so I'll bring up 2nd and 10 on the incomplete pass. The Mercer County fans trying to get into this ball game, they know the importance of this drive right here to keep the Farmers from scoring in the first half. Jepson comes in motion towards us. Welker's going to roll to the right again. He's got plenty of time. We've got a flag in the backfield.
It's going to be holding.
The flag is sitting at around the 14-yard line.
That's going to be a really tough penalty there, Dakota, because that is going to be holding on Farmington, and that's going to be from the spot of the foul they're going to have really horrible field position after this penalty's marched off.
So they'll have to mark this one off. So 2nd and 10 is what they had, and Welker, he picked up a few yards on the pass, and then he brought it down, then rolled it out to the right side. So 4:59 is left here in the second quarter. 6-0 is your score. Mercer County is on top. Farmington is at the worst spot they could be on the field, the shadow of their own end zone. The ball spotted at the 7-yard line. So now the Farmers have to be very creative in what they do on the offensive playbook.
Well, on 2nd and 23, just don't get cute. You just want to make sure if you have to punt from there, that's not the worst thing that could happen. You just want to make sure you retain possession for the next 2 plays.
Welker directly under center at the 7-yard line in Farmers territory. They go left side. Jepson finds a hole and gets it to around the 13-yard line.
You know, I've been glowing about the Mercer County offensive scheme. Their defense is very impressive too. They flow to the ball very quickly and always have more than one person ready to tackle somebody when they get to the point of attack.
You're just tuning in here on CD Country 107.9. John and I are out in the elements today, as you can hear the wind howling through our microphones. And it's a little chilly too. If the wind would stop, it'd be a beautiful day for football. We've got a timeout on the field, and that's going to be, I believe that was Coach Martin. It is. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Spoon River Animal Clinic, comprehensive care when it's needed most. By CD Country 107.9, your new home in the country. By the Bank of Farmington, with locations in Farmington and in Canton. The Clayburgh Fulton County Nursing Center, serving Fulton County since 1969. By Dempster Insurance Agency, located in Farmington and in Peoria, service beyond the contract. Spoon River Home Health, and by Quality Disposal and Quality Roll-Off. By Modern Health Fitness Center, located on East Chestnut Street on the east side of Canton. By Spoon River Hearing Services, located inside the Graham Medical Building. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
And here we go. One wide to the top, one towards us. The ball's on the near hash. Welker out of the shotgun, Skaggs to his right. The snap is good. It's going to be a punt. It was a punt. It's blocked. I believe it's a touchdown. Let's see where they spot it. It's a touchdown for the Mercer County Golden Eagles. A punt called on 3rd down. Blocked. The Eagles score.
Well, somebody forgot to tell the offensive line for Farmington to block on that play. That's indescribable. Their defensive line was in. There's no way Welker could have got that off. As soon as it was back to him, there was a host of Golden Eagles ready to block that punt. Don't know what happened. I don't know. You live a long time and you think you've seen it all in football. I've never seen that before.
So on 3rd and very long, they just kind of forfeit that drive, but it turns out a complete disaster. The Golden Eagles put it in for 2 points after. That's on Russell. That makes it a 14-0 ball game. The Farmington Farmers stunned on the far sideline. We're going to take a 60-second break. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. By State Farm Insurance, your local agents Chuck Taylor, Tom Conklin, Brian Yonts, and D. Clark. By Innovations Design Academy, located on East Locust Street in Canton. By Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main Street in Canton. By the Fulton County Farm Bureau, the voice of organized agriculture since 1916. By AM 1560 WBYS and simulcast at 93.7 FM. By Oldfield Bookkeeping and Tax Service, located on East 4th Street in Farmington. By Truman Cleaning, your residential and commercial cleaning. Everything we touch turns to clean. By Ipava State Bank, with locations in Astoria, Ipava, Lewistown, and Canton. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Trying to look for some miracles down on the field. A kickoff by the Mercer County Golden Eagles, and Welker wrapped up at around the 23-yard line. And now the Farmers have 4:09 to get something on the board. And John, you were talking about it. You see a lot, but you always see something different, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, I've never seen that before in my life. I mean, they went for the quick kick, but as I said before, it's a lot of breakdowns along the line, and there was a clean block opportunity, and they took advantage of it. And all the momentum is clearly on the side of Mercer County right now. Farmington needs to just at least, if nothing else, keep the ball out of their offensive hands until the half.
The sun is fully out here in Aledo, shining brightly off the helmets of those down on the field. Jepson goes left side, cuts it back to the right, and at the middle of the field is wrapped up at the 30-yard line, about 4 yards short of the first down.
Well, that was a sign of progress there for Farmington, as they got an effective line surge right up the middle, and Jepson was able to carry it for a good 5.5, maybe 6-yard gain.
14-0 is your score. The Golden Eagles on top. 3:46 left here in the first half. A windy day in Aledo here in mid-November. A punch right up the middle, and a short gain. I believe that was Skaggs who grabbed it. Yeah, he's going to be about half a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, Skaggs was able to lean forward and get very, very close to the first down, which would be a huge accomplishment, and I'm not joking. A huge accomplishment here for Farmington to just get a first down and get the chains moving so that they can take some more time off the clock.
3rd and half a yard coming up. The Farmers coming to line midfield at the 34-yard line. They need to get it closer to the 35. It's a push. It's a rugby scrum. Let's see. We've got an official running right up the 35-yard line and one just short. Let's see where they put it. Yeah, move the chains.
Yeah, they look like they felt good enough about it, and Welker just leaned forward enough to get enough forward progress to get a first down.
Well, McKay Skaggs, if he can't get half a yard on a run because he's running so hard, something would be wrong with his knee, and that's something that you think the coaches and fans are a little worried about for the Farmers.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not what your recipe is for Farmington on every other game we've seen this year.
So 1st and 10, the first down conversion for the Farmers today. They've still got plenty of time here in the first half, 2:43 left before halftime. It's going to be Jepson comes towards us and wrapped up in the backfield. It went the other way with Bologna and a short loss.
Wow, I mean, they pulled something new out of the playbook, but it did not fool Mercer County at all. You had a reverse where it was a pitch to Jepson, who reversed it to Bologna, and there was nothing there.
And a timeout by the Golden Eagles. I don't know if that's just to recoup or to save some time on the clock here with 2:30 left in the first half. It's 14-0 here in Aledo. We're going to go ahead and keep it here and break down what we've seen. This one's been moving so fast, we haven't had much time to give you some color to this ball game, other than the fact that you can tell it's windy without us talking. Really, Aledo or Mercer County couldn't get anything going, and same for the Farmers, but then all of a sudden 2 possessions later, actually only 1 possession because they had a defensive score to make the second score. So John, what do the Farmers have to do here to get more first downs and move down the field?
Well, they need to get some aggression right now, because what Mercer County is doing is they're calling timeout because they want the ball back. And if you're Farmington, you need to be a little offended, and you need to get out there with some aggression and move the pile. Farmington has some very big players down there, and they should be able to move this pile a little bit longer and be able to sustain a few drives by just playing smash mouth football.
And look at this, they've got 2 wide each side, 1 man in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off. It was a fake, and it goes to Welker, and he might get a yard out of that. and the pile does fall down at the 35, so he gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, and you see who's going to the whistle right now, and it's Mercer County. Farmington's offensive line is not driving very hard once the point of attack is reached. And you see once again now Mercer County calls timeout because they want the ball back because they fully expect to score.
Yep, and we're going to take a 30-second timeout on that note. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Spoon River Animal Clinic, comprehensive care when it's needed most. By CD Country 107.9, your new home in the country. By the Bank of Farmington, with locations in Farmington and in Canton. The Clayburgh-Fulton County Nursing Center, serving Fulton County since 1969. By Dempster Insurance Agency, located in Farmington and in Peoria, service beyond the contract. Spoon River Home Health, and by Quality Disposal and Quality Roll-Off. By Modern Health Fitness Center, located on East Chestnut Street on the east side of Canton. By Spoon River Hearing Services, located inside the Graham Medical Building. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Aledo, Mercer County. A big defensive stop coming up. 3rd and 10 for the Farmers. The ball at the 35-yard line in Farmers territory. They go left side. Jepson just runs into a wall of gold and blue, and that's going to stop him right there. So it's going to bring up 4th down for the Farmers. And just, you can see, body language is key here. Frustration by the Farmers on offense.
Yeah, and I credit Mercer County. They called timeout because they knew they wanted to get the ball back. Now, they've used all their timeouts because they had to use one earlier. So they're going to get the ball back here with about 1:20 left. And, you know, unless they block the punt again, I mean, they've shown that they can attack you from many different ways here. They're going to get the ball back, and they obviously can score on any play, so they feel like they can put one more in before halftime, and that's something Farmington cannot allow.
The ball is sitting at the 38-yard line, right in the middle of the field. The snap is low. Welker still has it. A low line drive kick bounces at the 45. In and out of the hands of the receiver. He finally gets up and wrapped up by Jepson and finished off at around the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Jake Jepson was not going to let that returner get any more yards than that. And that shows the kind of aggression that Farmington's going to need to show the rest of this game if they're going to turn this around.
If you're just tuning in, it is 14-0, the Mercer County Golden Eagles on top. The Farmington Farmers have only been able to convert 1 first down. The Golden Eagles scored on a long sustained drive that they are able to punch in with the help of a couple of penalties, and then their second score was on a punt block that they fell on in the end zone. Wood drops back to pass, misses one tackle. Harmon hits him from behind, and he throws it. Somehow he makes the throw. It's a complete pass to the 49-yard line into the hands of Tyson Nylene.
Well, I was like a lot of the Farmington defenders. I think they assumed the officials would blow it dead because he had the quarterback stop. But credit Wood and the rest of the Golden Eagles, they did not quit, and they resulted in a first down on what was going to be a big loss.
And I was with you, John. I think Harmon had him wrapped up. It looked like it was over with, but before his knee hit the ground, he was able to unload. And now a quick run there by number 48, a new name, Matt Weeks. No gain, 2nd and 9.5 coming up.
55 seconds and counting.
14-0 Golden Eagles, one another score. The wind's still howling. Wood drops back, looks way down the field, and he has his receiver on the near side. There was not one defender near him.
No, I think Farmington's so afraid of anything going really deep that they just ran everybody else off and put him out about 12 yards. And he was able just to calmly step out of bounds and stop the clock. A tremendous amount of poise being shown here by the defending state champions.
1st and 10 coming up. The ball at the 39-yard line. The clock did stop. 45 seconds left here in the first half. They've got a 2-score lead. They'd like to make it 3. Wood drops back, looks to the far side, over the head of the intended receiver, and if that one hung up a little bit more, Jepson was there to intercept it.
Yeah, Cody Jepson was doing everything he could to try to get over there, as was his brother Jake Jepson, and just wasn't able to hold up long enough, as you said. And Mercer County now has a 2nd and 10 at the 39-yard line.
The third week of the playoffs. Still got a good game here in Aledo, 14-0, but that could change with a big play by Mercer County. They're going to run to the left side, rolls out. Wood, he's going to just pull it down, and we got a flag in the backfield at the 40-yard line.
Well, typically that's a hold, but I didn't see anything down here, so it'll be interesting to see what the call is.
That's exactly what it is, John, a hold on Mercer County, so that's going to bring back that short run.
Flag on the play.
It actually didn't come from the man in the backfield. It came from one of the lines judge.
Well, as the quarterback scrambled, there was a lot of open space, and once there's a lot more avenues for the side judge to see angles, a lot of times you can get holds from that perspective on rollouts.
So now the ball will be spotted just inside Farmers territory at the 50. You've got about an inch to the 50-yard line on the backside of the ball. 34 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. It's 14-0, Mercer County on top. Mercer County with the ball. Farmington will do everything in their power to stop another score before halftime. Wood drops back to pass. Harmon hot on his tail. It's a dump pass to Russell. He's still on his feet. Moves past one, and Jepson finally wraps him up at the 32.
Well, I'm not faulting the officials. That would have been hard to see, but that was a designed play because the receivers downfield started blocking before the pass was even thrown, and that's not actually legal. But as I said, I don't blame the officials for not seeing it as I happen to turn my head. But that was a well-designed play for Mercer County. It's almost like a screen to the outside.
He was out of bounds at the 31-yard line, so it stops the clock. 3rd and 3 coming up after they pick up most of that and all of that penalty yardage back and pick up a few more. Almost intercepted by the Farmers, but it's a complete pass to Lines at the marker. That's going to stop the clock because they're going to move the chains.
You know, I watched them before the game. They threw that route about 25 times, so that's obviously something that they want to do. That quarterback could just do that with muscle memory. And now they're within one pass of a touchdown.
So now the clock will roll. 16 seconds left, and they just go ahead and clock it and stop the clock. So, John, 2nd and 10 coming up, and they've got about 13 seconds left.
Well, this quarterback, Spencer Wood, is only a sophomore, and he really is very impressive. And speaking to some of the Mercer County folks for the game, they said they wouldn't be at all surprised if he's not first-team All-State by his senior year, as he's demonstrating a lot of skill and also a lot of poise here today.
2nd and 10 coming up. They were able to stop the clock. They've got 2 in the backfield, 2 wide towards us. The ball's on the far hash from us in the booth. Wood takes his time, chucks it downfield. He's got an intended receiver. Did he get his feet down? No. That thing is on the near pylon.
That was a great catch. He did catch it, but he was out of bounds. His feet were out of bounds. That ball, I think the wind probably did push that a little bit.
Yes.
And he did catch it, but both feet came out of bounds. That was a great catch.
So the pylon at the front of the end zone, closest to us. It was actually before the end zone. It was about the 6-yard line, roughly. And it was with 9 seconds left. He made that look closer than it should have been.
Yeah, he sure did.
Here we go, 3rd and 10 coming up for the Golden Eagles. It looks like they've got enough time for 2 plays if they throw it real quickly here. Down the middle of the field, he's got 2 receivers into the hands of the intended receiver. Touchdown for the Mercer County Golden Eagles. A.J. Line wide open.
That's a slot receiver just on a go route. That's nothing flashy at all. He just ran straight down the field. The quarterback threw it up. He's demonstrated before he could go up and get it, and he grabbed it at the peak of his jump for a touchdown.
That makes it a 20-0 ball game. 3.5 seconds left here, and they're probably going to go for 2 yet again. Don't want to kick in the wind. The wind's still howling from the south directly towards us here in the booth. 20-0. Mercer County is on top. We will have your halftime show coming up here in just a few seconds. It's going to be a pass by Wood. He finds his receiver, falls down. 2-point conversion is good. Into the hands of number 40, Cale Moreland. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. By State Farm Insurance, your local agents Chuck Taylor, Tom Conklin, Brian Yonts, and D. Clark. By Innovations Design Academy, located on East Locust Street in Canton. By Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main Street in Canton. By the Fulton County Farm Bureau, the voice of organized agriculture since 1916. By AM 1560 WBYS and simulcast at 93.7 FM. By Oldfield Bookkeeping and Tax Service, located on East 4th Street in Farmington. By Truman Cleaning, your residential and commercial cleaning. Everything we touch turns to clean. By Ipava State Bank, with locations in Astoria, Ipava, Lewistown, and Canton. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Aledo. A scary moment there for the Farmers. Max Bologna tried to grab the ball about the 10-yard line, went over his head. The wind played havoc with it, touched it, and then it rolled into the end zone. Then he picked it up, so automatic touchback.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds left. I have to believe Farmington's just going to kneel down and try to go in at halftime and regroup.
And if you're just joining us, it is 22-0. Mercer County on top of the Farmington Farmers. So how it worked so far is he had 6 points on a long sustained drive by the Golden Eagles after they turned the ball over on downs 3 times. The second score, finished up by a 2-point conversion, was the hands of a blocked punt. And then this last score in the 2-point conversion came on a sustained drive from the 50-yard line in a minute and a half by the Golden Eagles. 1st and 10 for the Farmers. They come to the line at the 20-yard line, and they send a man in motion. Collision in the backfield. He ran into his own man. Skaggs is going to run it, and that's going to be the end of the first half. 22-0. The Mercer County Golden Eagles on top. Your halftime show coming up, brought to you by CJ's Hair and Nail Salon in the Ludlam Center, serving the community for over 30 years. Call 647-4711 to make an appointment. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back with your halftime show right after this here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Spoon River Animal Clinic, comprehensive care when it's needed most. By CD Country 107.9, your new home in the country. By the Bank of Farmington, with locations in Farmington and in Canton. The Clayburgh Fulton County Nursing Center, serving Fulton County since 1969. By Dempster Insurance Agency, located in Farmington and in Peoria, service beyond the contract. Spoon River Home Health, and by Quality Disposal and Quality Roll-Off. By Modern Health Fitness Center, located on East Chestnut Street on the east side of Canton. By Spoon River Hearing Services, located inside the Graham Medical Building. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
The Mercer County Golden Eagles turned it on there at the end of that first half, 22-0. Mercer County able to get 3 straight scores to end the half. The Farmington Farmers with only 1 first down. So you talk about how good the Mercer County offense is, but the defense is showing up, I think, more impressive than the offense.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100% on that, Dakota. I mean, I think we've seen Mercer County's defense give Farmington absolute fits. There's nothing Farmington can do that isn't met soundly with a host of Golden Eagle defenders at every turn. And as impressive as Mercer County's offense has been, I agree. I think their defense has been even more impressive.
This is your halftime show, brought to you by CJ's Hair and Nail Salon in the Ludlam Center, serving the community for over 30 years. Call 647-4711 to make an appointment. We already broke this down at the end of the first half, but we'll do it again real quickly. 3 turnovers on downs by the Mercer County Golden Eagles, so the Farmers defense felt very comfortable about themselves, but they did score from on a 60-yard drive that ate up about 3 minutes. Got their first 6 points. They missed the 2-point conversion, and then their next score came on the next Farmers possession. They had them deep in their own territory, blocked the punt, scored and got the 2-point conversion, and then scored just at the end of this half with a minute and a half. That's all they needed on about 6 plays, and they scored, making it 20-0, got the 2-point conversion, and that's where we stand now, 22-zip. That is your scoring recap, brought to you by Art Hostler Auto Plaza, 2000 North Main in Canton. Talk to the sales team at Hostler's for a great deal on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. It's windy here in Aledo. It's starting to cloud up again, John. The sun popped up for a little while here in your halftime show, so 22-zip. Okay, John, I always ask you, and I like to put the coach's hat on. If you're Mercer County, what are you saying? And then if you're Coach Martin, what are you saying?
Well, if you're Mercer County, they're kicking off to start the second half. You're saying, all right, you know what? We're going to come out, we're going to stop them 3 and out, and I would absolutely demand a 3 and out, because what you want to be afraid of from Mercer County's perspective is getting complacent. And I know that sounds a little off in a quarterfinal football game, but believe me, these young men can get complacent at times. They get lost in the moment. And so you want to say, I want a 3 and out. As a matter of fact, if I was the coach, I'd say I want to see them down at least 3rd and 12. That's our goal, to come out to start right away and give them a very easily achievable goal given what's gone on here so far. And if you're Farmington, you say, you know what, we're going to get the kickoff, and we're going to go down and score. And you have to go for a score here on the first drive. And if you're anywhere near midfield, it becomes 4-down territory the rest of the game, because there's no margin for error anymore if you're Farmington.
Yeah, one of the biggest deficits that the Farmers squad has seen so far this season. We talked about how this is a little different for them outside the Prairie Land Conference, victorious last week over Elmwood Brimfield. This is a completely different squad, a defense that looks 100% different, and an offense that scores on every cylinder. We're going to keep updates on scores around the Central Illinois region, all around the state. Chicago, Leo, and Ottawa Marquette is tied up at 0 at the end of the first quarter. And the Moment Sterling Newman game, which these two have a very vested interest in, that one is just starting 2 minutes ago. We're going to take another timeout here. We'll take a 60-second timeout, and we'll be back with more halftime analysis here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. By State Farm Insurance, your local agents Chuck Taylor, Tom Conklin, Brian Yonts, and D. Clark. By Innovations Design Academy, located on East Locust Street in Canton. By Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main Street in Canton. By the Fulton County Farm Bureau, the voice of organized agriculture since 1916. By AM 1560 WBYS and simulcast at 93.7 FM. By Oldfield Bookkeeping and Tax Service, located on East 4th Street in Farmington. By Truman Cleaning, your residential and commercial cleaning. Everything we touch turns to clean. By Ipava State Bank, with locations in Astoria, Ipava, Lewistown, and Canton. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Everybody here in Aledo, the Mercer County Golden Eagles on top. 22-0. We got about 7.5 minutes here at halftime. It's still windy. The rain has been able to hold off. It's been a dreary day for the Farmington Farmers, but the sun is shining in a metaphorical sense for this Mercer County squad. The fans have been, well, they've been into it. They haven't been crucial to this game so far. They're loud. That is one thing that you have to acknowledge. The crowd traveled well for the Farmers. A lot of purple and gold on the far sideline. But the big turning point in this game, I think, was just that first drive. We talk about that big punt block that got them their second score, but they hadn't been able to sustain anything. Farmington was eating them up on defense, but they finally got that first drive and got into the end zone.
Yeah, it's almost like that was just the crack in the dam that opened everything up for him, Dakota. And you could see that Mercer County was able to move the ball on every possession, but it does become very frustrating when you can't score. And after that score, it was like all the pressure was released. It was like, okay, now we can just do whatever we want. And the momentum's been riding very high for Mercer County ever since. Halftime couldn't come soon enough for Farmington.
Well, if you're Coach Martin and the coaching staff on the far sideline, 3 turnovers on downs, you have to feel very confident where you're at. But then you look at offensively, where there was nothing there. 1 first down in 1 half.
Yeah, there was just really nothing for them to be able to do. And Farmington's offense is not very varied. So it's not like they can go, oh, well, this isn't working, let's go to the pass. Farmington doesn't really have much of a passing game. And so if you shut down the run game for Farmington, you've basically shut it down, and now the rain starts to come back, and that will impact the game in some manner, although that should, in some ways, really benefit Farmington because they're not really going to try to throw the ball. At least historically they haven't. So that could be a benefit to Farmington going forward.
And that's probably something that the coaches are looking at here. Now the rain is coming down. They'll be happy with that. More wind, more rain, make it sloppy and make it a knockout, drag out down on the field. It's 22-0. Mercer County is on top. So it's not over with yet, folks. We still got 24 minutes of football left. You do acknowledge Farmington gets the ball first to start the half. And how crucial is that first drive coming out of the gates for the Farmington Farmers offensively?
Yeah, it really is critical at this point. If it was 14-0, you can go, well, let's just, get a field position game going. But at 22-0 with Farmington's offense, which is not a big play offense, no, it's crucial. I mean, really, if they don't score on this first drive, it's not over, but it's definitely moving towards being over.
This is your halftime show brought to you by CJ's Hair and Nail Salon in the Ludlam Center, serving the community for over 30 years. Call 647-4711 to make an appointment. And if you've just tuned in or been with us all day, you've noticed that it's a little windy up here in the booth. We are in an open booth. We've got a roof above us, but it is completely open, so the wind is howling from the south directly into our faces as we are facing the south. We've got about 4.5 minutes left until the teams come back out. The Farmers are actually in the west end zone already, getting a couple more coaching tips to come out to a 22-0 deficit. We're going to take one more 2-minute timeout, and then we'll be back with second half football. Once again, Mercer County Golden Eagles on top, 22-0 over the Farmington Farmers. We'll be back with Class 2A quarterfinal football here in 2 minutes on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Spoon River Animal Clinic, comprehensive care when it's needed most. By CD Country 107.9, your new home in the country. By the Bank of Farmington, with locations in Farmington and in Canton. The Clayburgh-Fulton County Nursing Center, serving Fulton County since 1969. By Dempster Insurance Agency, located in Farmington and in Peoria, service beyond the contract. Spoon River Home Health, and by Quality Disposal and Quality Roll-Off. By Modern Health Fitness Center, located on East Chestnut Street on the east side of Canton. By Spoon River Hearing Services, located inside the Graham Medical Building. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Only 1 first down in that first half. They're down 22-0. Mercer County is on top. Started to rain again. Now it's a steady mist. Nothing too heavy yet, but keep our eyes to our right, to the west here. The clouds are actually moving in a more of a northern motion instead of coming straight from the west as they were earlier today. So we talked about it. Offensively, everything worked on the last 2 drives for Mercer County. They only had 5 times to control the ball in that first half. 3 were turnover on downs, and then they scored twice. Offensively, Wood calling a good game behind center as the quarterback. He's had plenty of time to throw the ball, John.
Well, yes, he has. And on the other side of the ball, you know, you said before the game you needed McKay Skaggs to score or to run for 200 yards. Does he have 10? I mean, we can't keep stats because of the weather and the situation, but I don't think he does. And you know, that's probably as big an impact. We've never seen anybody keep McKay Skaggs down. And I mean, his down games are 65 yards, 75 yards, and that's really been the most impressive thing here for me. The first takeaway of the first half is that their defense is just taking away anything that Farmington's tried to do offensively.
So now the rain coming down a little bit more steady as it was when we first set up when we got here, and I do have to say we're out in the elements and it's starting to chill down a little bit. It's getting colder. And it's not just because we've been out here for an hour and a half in the open. It just feels like whatever's coming through this front is bringing colder weather through. So when you wear down a football team and the cold starts to set in, you get some very interesting, and you want to stay away from injuries. But Farmington Farmers on defense, they've been out there a very long time.
Yeah, the defensive line, especially for Farmington, is having them get very tired as they're running left to right. You know, very often they're spreading the plays out, stringing them out along the sideline. The field's 50 yards wide, and they're having to run 30 yards at a time. And Mercer County does a great job of making you guess what they're going to do and then doing something different. They don't really go to a script that anybody else would discern, where you think it's a certain pass down and then they run, or it's a running down and then they pass. Just a really, really impressive scheme for Mercer County here today.
We do have one scoreboard update brought to you by Oak Tines Funeral Homes in Canton and Elmwood. Oak Tines is committed to giving you the highest level of service at your time of need. It's 14-0. Auburn is on top of Cerro Gordo. That's a Cerro Gordo team. Farmington, in the old history, about 5 years ago, used to play a non-conference football. That's going to do it for your post-game show, brought to you by Spoon River Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Or I'm reading the post-game. Oh, geez, Louise, John, it's too close. Brought to you by CJ's Hair and Nail Salon and the Ludlam Center, serving the community for over 30 years. Call 647-4711 to make an appointment. Spoon River Electric Cooperative, that's your post-game. That's still another 24 football minutes away here in Aledo. 22-0. Mercer County is on top. We're about a minute and a half away from the kickoff, and we will keep you updated on that Moments score. Last time I checked, they were just underway. They started at 2 o'clock, and let me check real quick and see if Moments, if we have any scoring updates. And let's see here, it is 6-0. Sterling Newman is on top of Moments with 8:51 left in the first quarter. So for all of you Mercer County and Farmington fans looking forward to what you're going to do next week, Sterling Newman is on top 6-0. Farmington would hit the road regardless, and to be quite honest with you, I haven't been able to break down where Mercer County is going, and right now it looks like Mercer County would be moving on to the semifinals. And you mentioned it, John, they're the reigning 2A champs here. They've only lost one game in the last 2 years, and that came in Week 9 this year, a 9-0 surprise by an Anawan Weathersfield team that they were able to get revenge in Week 1 of the playoffs.
Well, I'd like to see how somebody held them to 0. I mean, that's an impressive feat right there, because this offense is just powerful.
And we could see exactly how they only held Anawan Weathersfield to 9 points in a victory. This defense is very stout, and they are trying to shut out this Farmers squad. So 30 seconds away from a kickoff here. The 12 minutes is up on the clock. The officials are ready to go, standing at the 40-yard line. They will be kicking from west to east, right to left. The Golden Eagles come out, and they're ready to roll. Second half football just moments away. If you're just tuning in, it's 22-0. Here in the third quarter, Mercer County is on top of the Farmington Farmers. Alongside John Asplund, I'm Dakota Horn. Ryan Wingo back in the warm, cozy studio in Canton. And the kickoff to the 15-yard line. Welker's got it. Brings it to the 25, still on his feet, and takes it to the 32-yard line. Great field position for the Farmers.
Well, that is a positive beginning, and I'm sure Farmington will take whatever they can get right now. So if everything goes well for them, will lead to something bigger and better right now.
So 1st and 10 coming up here for the Farmers. I hope, John, that you've got heat in your vehicle on the way back home. It's going to be
I have hot coffee, too. I hope it's still hot when I get in the car.
John and I out in the elements today. The wind blowing straight from the south. Now we've got a wishbone formation behind Welker, and that one's blown dead. I didn't even hear the whistle.
Yeah, I think it was a false start on the right side of the offensive line for Farmington.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're going to mark that one off 5 yards. They'll bring up 1st and 15. It's a combination of the wind, and this crowd is actually pretty loud coming out of the gates here for Mercer County. Could not hear that whistle.
Yeah, you really, for this type of the type of offense that Farmington runs, 5 yards could be 30 yards for other teams. I mean, this is really something they cannot afford to do, is even have the slightest loss of yards on any play.
Wind picking up here, a big gust for the Farmers as they come set the line. One man behind Welker, and that's Skaggs. He's going to run behind the left guard. He's still on his feet. No, it's coming back towards us. That's Jepson with the ball at the 40-yard line.
As an effective fake by Welker, as Skaggs was able to burrow his way through in the middle of the line, and he took a whole bunch of Golden Eagles with him, but lo and behold, Jake Jepson had the ball as he worked his way from the middle to the outside, now making it 2nd and 2 for the Farmers.
No huddle, they go straight to the line, and this time I followed it correctly, John. Goes Jepson on a fake to Skaggs, Jepson left side. Short gain, he's going to be right at the marker.
And it looks like they're standing past the markers, and they are indeed waving the flags down, the chains down, and it's the 2nd first down of the game for the Farmers.
So 22-0. 2 good fakes to start off. Good deception by this Farmers offense. And the wind, of course, picks up as it gets colder. John and I are going to be icicles by the end of this one. Melania tries to go to the right side, and he's stuffed for a loss of 3.
Well, and I don't want to think too much about this or read too much into it, but I just have to wonder why Skaggs is not getting the ball, because that's not something that Farmington has done this year. They've given the ball to Skaggs repeatedly, and he's just not getting the carries. I have to think that there's something wrong with his knee.
10:51 left here in the 3rd quarter. It's 22-0. Mercer County is on top of this visiting Farmers squad. They bring up 2nd and 12, the ball directly on the 40-yard line in Farmers territory. 60 yards to the end zone for the Farmers. The ball is just a yard inside the near hash. Man jumps off sides. Let's see if that...
He must have made contact. If he made contact, it's a penalty on the defense.
That's exactly what it is. Offsides on Mercer County, and now that wind is blowing the big drops of rain directly into our booth. Luckily, we've got all of our equipment tarped.
I should have thought and had a ball cap, because the rain is going right in my eyes. It's hard for me to see what's going on.
And unluckily for us, I wear glasses. I need windshield wipers here. Welker's going to keep the ball. He's going to run the left side. He finds one hole, misses one tackle, and he gets maybe half a yard on the carry. Takes it to the 46-yard line. 10:09 left in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, it almost looks like Mercer County has 20 players on the field, because they had the point of attack on the right side covered, and as he bootlegged to the left, they had that covered as well. They are just a fundamentally very sound defense, and they're just really making it very difficult for Farmington to find any footing offensively.
The crowd starting to come to life here. Mercer County, 3rd and 6 coming up for the Farmers. It's going to be a fake to Skaggs. Jepson rolls to left side, and he's stuffed at the 50-yard line. They'll bring up 4th and short.
Well, yeah, obviously Farmington's going to go for it here. No mystery there. And it's 4th and 2. And this is something. This is the biggest play in the season right now for Farmington.
Same set yet again. 4th and 3 coming up. Skaggs directly behind Welker, who's directly under center. The line, you're looking at Martin. I think they're going to try to draw him off sides, and that's exactly what it is. And Martin calls the timeout on the far sideline. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. By State Farm Insurance, your local agents Chuck Taylor, Tom Conklin, Brian Yonts, and D. Clark. By Innovations Design Academy, located on East Locust Street in Canton. By Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main Street in Canton. By the Fulton County Farm Bureau, the voice of organized agriculture since 1916. By AM 1560 WBYS and simulcast at 93.7 FM. By Oldfield Bookkeeping and Tax Service, located on East 4th Street in Farmington. By Truman Cleaning, your residential and commercial cleaning. Everything we touch turns to clean. By Ipava State Bank, with locations in Astoria, Ipava, Lewistown, and Canton. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Mercer County is on top 22-0 over the Farmington Farmers. The wind and rain both picked up at the same time, but it looks like there is a break in the clouds off to our right, which would be the west. So hopefully, for our sake, there is a break.
It looks like Farmington's punting. I'm shocked.
Yeah, the ball is at the 50-yard line. Welker is back. It's going to be a fake. Goes right to Harmon, I believe, and he gets nowhere.
Yeah, you know, it's easy for me to say, oh, you shouldn't have done that, but you know, if I'm Mercer County, I don't really buy that they're punting either. I mean, you need to have a lot of scores, and that was clearly 4-down territory. So, you know, hindsight's 20/20. It almost worked, but it didn't.
Another deflating play for the Farmington Farmers, but now Mercer County comes out with the opportunity to put another few points on the board. They're up 22-0. 9:08 left here in the third quarter. And that phrase still a ways away, but running clock is starting to come into the minds of some of us up here in the booth. And there's a run to the left side, absolutely shut down. That went into the hands of number 2, Curtis Van Winkle, shut down for a loss.
I think Alec Higgs heard you say running clock, and he thought, no, that's not going to happen. I'm going to come down here and we're going to get this thing taken care of.
I didn't say it was going to happen. I just thought it's a thought. Still need 18 points, so 3 scores, but with 2 quarters left to play here. But Farmington's defense has seen what the offense has done, so maybe they realize how big their importance is coming up here in the second half. Run left side, that's Russell. He gets it back to the 50-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
McKay Skaggs was able to bring him down after it looked like he could have had quite a few more yards. McKay was able to come downfield a little bit and make that stop. Fortunately, if he had not made that stop, he would have kept running.
8:10 left in this third quarter, 22-0. Mercer County on top. Thanks for tuning in here on CD Country 107.9. Hopefully you're warm and cozy at home or on the road, because it's cold here in Aledo. Rolls out to the right side. Wood looks downfield, finds his receiver in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Nylene.
And Nylene would like to have that back. He's bent over there. It's about the 45-yard line. He knows he should have caught that ball.
So that'll bring up 4th and long. The ball directly at midfield. And what do you think?
We'll get to see the punt team from Mercer County.
First time that they've attempted to punt the ball away. It looks like that's what they're going to do. The man back to punt, I believe.
That's Nylene.
Nylene, yep. He is standing at the 38-yard line. 2 receivers back. That's Welker and Bologna. Line drive punt, bounces, rolls, is going to come close to the 10-yard line, almost hit the back of one of the gunners for Mercer County.
Well, now Farmington has 89 yards to go, and you know, still a lot of time left here in the third quarter, 7:41, but Farmington's going to need to break a long run here at some point because they can't just go 4 yards at a time. They need to pick up big chunks of yards because they obviously need at least 3 touchdowns, depending on the extra point situation afterwards.
Defensively, the Farmers come out just as they did in the first half and shut down the Mercer County offense. If you take away a blocked punt and a couple of big plays, the Farmers are right back in this ball game.
Absolutely.
22-0 Mercer County on top. It's going to be a fake. Welker tries to go to the right side, and he's shut down, and they finally stop forward progress at around the 9-yard line.
Well, that's number 46, it looks like, for Mercer County. I want to give him credit, because if he hadn't done that, there was a lot of room there. That was Chris Neal. That's their all-area linebacker, and he sniffed that out right from the get-go, and there was nothing going there for Farmington on that bootleg.
We haven't seen much from him so far in this ball game. He had 27 tackles last week in the Rock Ridge ball game, and I think he's got 140 on the year, if I heard correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, brings up 2nd and long for the Farmers. Bologna comes in motion towards us. It's going to be to the other side. Skaggs has it, and he's going to be stood up at the 10-yard line on a 4-yard carry.
Well, and now you're down at, it's third and, I don't know where they spot it, let's say 10 and a half. And, unless they get a first down, I mean, you pretty much have to punt it here because you're so deep. And now you're getting near the clock keeps going. It's 6:35 as I look at the clock now. It's just getting bleaker and bleaker here for the Farmers.
3rd and 10 coming up. The ball midfield at the 10-yard line in Farmers territory. Bologna rolls out right side, and he's eaten up. And who was that? That was number 55, Tanner Heath, who stiffed that one out, and Bologna gets a short gain.
That was also number 65, and that's Zeke Snyder, who came from the other side of the field as a linebacker and ran him down. They're showing a lot of team speed out there, too. He ran probably 40 yards to get to that for a 4th and 7 now for Farmington in a very clear punting situation.
So Welker back to take the punt. And that's been Skaggs' responsibility all season. Good punt by Welker as it bounced into his hands. Reception at the 50-yard line, misses one tackle, takes it to the 40. He's got a seam, had one blocker, and he's wrapped up at the 36.
Now you're going to have to start looking at opportunities to strip the ball if you're Farmington, because you can't just keep trading punts, obviously. You have to get scores in, and you have to get them pretty quickly, because Mercer County is not probably done scoring unless you can create some turnover opportunities for yourself.
A big defensive play, like an interception or something like that, could boost this morale for this Farmer squad, because in terms of offense, they haven't been able to find anything.
No.
Wood handoff goes left side, and it takes it to the 30-yard line. That's Russell for a 6-yard carry.
Well, and they're perfectly content to just run the ball and let the clock run, because this gets into the 4th quarter and there's no change in the score. Farmington has not demonstrated too many times, save maybe the Abingdon game where they scored all those points in the 4th quarter. This is that was basically about 3 months ago.
And it was a little warmer.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a run to right side. Russell's on the open field. He gets past Chips, and he's at the 10, the 5. Touchdown for Mercer County. Russell gets it in from 30 yards out and makes it a 28-0 ball game. Point after pending.
That's a stretch play where you just run, you spread the offense out a little bit, and you run the tailback out, and he has a choice of holes, and he had a clear seam off the tight end out there, and he just kept going on a straight path all the way to the end zone. Once he crossed the line of scrimmage, there was nobody left to stop him.
So 28-zip. Looks like they're going to go ahead and send out the 2-point crew. One wide each side. The ball is sitting at the 2-yard line. It's going to be a fake handoff. They're going to pass the ball over the head of the intended receiver. Incomplete. And it's 28-0 with 4:57 left here in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Spoon River Animal Clinic, comprehensive care when it's needed most. By CD Country 107.9, your new home in the country. By the Bank of Farmington, with locations in Farmington and in Canton. The Clayburgh-Fulton County Nursing Center, serving Fulton County since 1969. By Dempster Insurance Agency, located in Farmington and in Peoria, service beyond the contract. Spoon River Home Health, and by Quality Disposal and Quality Roll-Off. By Modern Health Fitness Center, located on East Chestnut Street on the east side of Canton. By Spoon River Hearing Services, located inside the Graham Medical Building. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
On CD Country 107.9, the kickoff is actually Mercer County's ball.
Yeah, it fell in between two levels of coverage for Farmington, and they just didn't see it. I mean, it was like the front line just turned their back and started looking for somebody to block. It hung up there with the wind, and there was only blue jerseys around that ball as it fell to the earth.
Kickoff, free ball, no one had to touch it. And like you said, John, two levels. Mercer County kicked that one off from the right, bounced to the left. At the 28-yard line, Mercer County takes over yet again with a 4-touchdown lead, 28-zip. Wood drops back. He's going for the final blow here. Defender falls down, and that's going to be just short of the end zone. Nope, they're going to spot it at the 1. Yep.
Yeah, they're going for the throat, and they're trying to get the kill shot in, and the defender fell down over on that side. Looked like Bologna, I think, fell down, and if the receiver had been about an inch taller, they would have had a touchdown there.
Nylene, the intended receiver, he just had to stand there and wait for it. The wind played a little havoc with it, but it fell right into his hands. As Bologna was backing up, and I don't think he saw that one coming his direction until it was too late. Just a yard out. Let's see if they run this one in. They're going to go to the right side. That's going to be a touchdown for Mercer County. That's Curtis Van Winkle who gets on the board. The cannon fires from the southeast corner, and that makes it 34-0. Mercer County on top, point after pending.
Well, now your words about the continuous clock start to ring a little bit truer, and you hope that people still play a clean game down there and people don't get too upset and play this thing hard to the end, because it's very clear at this point that Mercer County is going on to the semifinals.
And we'll keep an eye on that Sterling Newman-Moments game. Sterling Newman was up 6-0. Looks like that 2-point conversion is going to fall short. Yes, it does. And so we'll take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. By State Farm Insurance, your local agents Chuck Taylor, Tom Conklin, Brian Yonts, and D. Clark. By Innovations Design Academy, located on East Locust Street in Canton. By Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main Street in Canton. By the Fulton County Farm Bureau, the voice of organized agriculture since 1916. By AM 1560 WBYS and simulcast at 93.7 FM. By Oldfield Bookkeeping and Tax Service, located on East 4th Street in Farmington. By Truman Cleaning, your residential and commercial cleaning. Everything we touch turns to clean. By Ipava State Bank, with locations in Astoria, Ipava, Lewistown, and Canton. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Aledo. Another kickoff that goes Mercer County's way. Noah Welker fell down as he tried to get the reception. It bounced to the 10-yard line. He was 2 yards short of a Mercer County player falling on it.
Yeah, they were fortunate there that ball did not end up in the arms of a Mercer County player as well. Noah Welker went up to get it, and his feet just went out from underneath him.
If you're just tuning in, it's 34-0. Mercer County on top of the Farmington Farmers with 4.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Mercer County would love a huge defensive stand here, get themselves the ball back and score. A touchdown is all they need. They're 6 points away from a running clock. Run right up the middle. That's Skaggs. He goes nowhere. Maybe gets a yard. And we've got a flag as a player falls down late.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been a late hit there on, Mercer County player went down, so I'm assuming it was Farmington, but you don't know.
72, that would be Alex Kistner, who fell down late for Mercer County, waiting for the officials to give the signal, and it is a personal foul, and it is on the Farmers, so they'll mark that one back to the 5-yard line. And an interesting side note, as the officials set that one down, marked a play, it rolled about a half a yard towards us because of the wind.
Yeah, the wind's really picking up here.
2nd and 15 at the dead ball foul, so now they lose the down on the play, and now they're going to run it again. This one's going to come towards us in the booth, and it goes nowhere in terms of down the field.
Bologna came through and looked for a second like he might have had a hole, and boy, Mercer County defenders were all over him once he got even just a half yard beyond the line of scrimmage.
Mercer County has the Farmers backed up at their own 12-yard line, or pardon me, 7-yard line. They're on the other side of the 10, geez Louise. And it's 3rd and 13 coming up for the Farmers. Handoff goes left side, that's Jepson, nowhere. He's stuffed in the backfield, brings up 4th and long.
Well, number 72 there for Mercer County got a little payback. The officials didn't see it. He shoved one of the Farmers when they weren't looking. So it is getting a little chippy down there. Let's hope nobody gets hurt.
So bring up 4th and long. Welker's deep in his own end zone. He'll stand at the M of MC in the end zone. Snap is real good. Gets the kickoff. Good spiral at the 45-yard line. Still on his feet. He's out in open field, and he trips up. He had nothing but in front of him. We've got a flag at the 40-yard line.
I was going to say, Jake Jepson was down here ready to make a move as the receiver caught the ball to begin with, the returner, and they're going to call a hold. Could have called a clip. The ball ended up back at about midfield because there was an illegal block there for Mercer County.
So wait for the official word. Looks like coach out there to discuss with the officials. A clearing coming to our west. 3:01 left here in the 3rd quarter. It is a hold, so that will spot the ball right at the 50-yard line. So 50 yards to go for their Mercer County squad.
Well, and Farmington obviously has a lot of pride. They don't want to see themselves get continuous clocked here in the quarterfinals of the playoffs, so they're going to do everything they can, obviously, to try to keep Mercer County out of the end zone.
And that's how their season ended last year. First round at home, Winnebago put up 40 pretty quickly. And it started the same way, too. Winnebago, they shut them down back-to-back. And that's going to be a run to the right side, knocked out of bounds. That's number 2, Curtis Van Winkle, who just got the last touchdown.
Well, that's that same stretch play they scored on last time. And they just hit the perimeter of the defense, and the speed backs for Mercer County are able to outrun the second level of defense for Farmington.
1st and 10 coming up. 2:53 left here in the 3rd quarter. The first quarter was slow to get off the get on the scoreboard. Lots of turnover on downs and punts. We actually went to the 2nd quarter with a 0-0 score.
Yeah, it's hard to believe now. It's been all Mercer County since that change of sides right after the first quarter ended.
Brings up 2nd and 7 on that quick run there by Mercer County. If you guys stick around long enough, we will bring you our post-game show, brought to you by Spoon River Electric Cooperative, your touch-tone energy cooperative, providing power to our customers in Fulton, Knox, McDonough, Schuyler, and Peoria counties. 2nd and 7 coming up. They're going to run to the right side. That's going to be Van Winkle again. He's probably going to see a lot more playing time. Randy Tran comes like a missile out of the backfield and wraps him up at the 31.
Randy Tran's a defensive tackle, so he's bound and determined he's going to do what he can to stop Mercer County from getting to 40.
Ball moves to the 32-yard line. 3rd down.
And if you're Mercer County, you don't want to be looking like you're running up the score. It's the playoffs. But they're in 4-down territory right now. I mean, you're not going to punt. It's at the 32-yard line, so if they don't get it here, they're going to go for it.
And then once you get the running clock, you can take out some of your starters, let them sit and rest up for next week's matchup. It's going to be a run to the left side, and that gets nowhere. That's in the hands of number 46, Chris Neal. 4th and 2 coming up. So, John, the ball is sitting at the 30-yard line. You need 2 yards to pick up a first down.
I wouldn't be surprised if they threw it in the end zone. I mean, they seem to do whatever they want, and they seem to have a lot of fun with it. So I don't think you can just assume it's a short yardage play here. They could open up their whole playbook.
And now the sun coming out full steam here in Aledo. 4th and 3 coming up, 2 in the backfield, 1 wide each side. The ball directly in the middle of the field, sitting on the 30-yard line. It's going to be a run. It's going to be Russell. He's going to be close to that first down.
And it looks like where they spotted it, they're going to give him the yardage. I think the far official back there is past the yard marker. Yep.
And yep, they move the chains. So the clock will stop just momentarily as they move the chains. 38 seconds left here in this third quarter here in Aledo. 34-0 if you're just tuning in. Mercer County has controlled the second and third quarter of this ball game. Here on CD Country 107.9, it's been a lot of fun all season long bringing you high school football. The Farmington Farmers trying to make a big defensive stand here, stuffed at the 26-yard line, and that's Van Winkle again.
And Kyle Harmon and Randy Tran once again doing what they can to keep Mercer County out.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. 34-0 Mercer County on top. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Spoon River Animal Clinic, comprehensive care when it's needed most. By CD Country 107.9, your new home in the country. By the Bank of Farmington, with locations in Farmington and in Canton. The Clayburgh Fulton County Nursing Center, serving Fulton County since 1969. By Dempster Insurance Agency, located in Farmington and in Peoria, service beyond the contract. Spoon River Home Health, and by Quality Disposal and Quality Roll-Off. By Modern Health Fitness Center, located on East Chestnut Street on the east side of Canton. By Spoon River Hearing Services, located inside the Graham Medical Building. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Mercer County on top 34-0. We've got 1 quarter left in this third round quarterfinal 2A matchup. And keeping an eye on Max Bologna, 45-yard line being attended to by the trainer for the Farmers. He's going to take a seat on the bench. And now switching sides, moving from east to west, left to right. Mercer County comes out again, and they're eyeing that 40th point here. 2nd and 10 coming up. The ball sitting on the 27-yard line. Went into halftime, 22-0. Farmers down. It's going to be a pitch to the right side. Russell backs it up, wrapped up by Boggs at the 25.
I got to give a lot of credit to Farmington's players here. They have a lot of pride. They're doing everything that they can to make sure Mercer County doesn't get in the end zone. And right now it would be easy to quit. But they're showing a lot of heart and trying to work all the way to the end of the game.
11:32 left here in this fourth quarter. Farmers down 34-0. And still no scoring updates from that Moment Sterling Newman game. If we do get any of those, we'll bring them your way. It's going to be a fake. Wood drops out, gets the intended receiver, A.J. Line. He's going to be close to the first down, and he gets plenty of that. Takes it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown. It's 40-0.
That was an inside-out route where he came in, looked like he was going to run inside, stopped on a dime and turned outside. As he did, the defender kind of forgot about him, and he was standing out there all on his own. Once he caught the ball, he had a very clear path to the end zone as the defense was all basically in front of him.
So from this point on, the clock will continue to run. 2 terrible ways in the last 2 seasons for the Farmers to end a season. They're going to kick the extra point, and the kick is up. It's good. And Mercer County is up 41-0. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back here on CD Country 107.9.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. By State Farm Insurance, your local agents Chuck Taylor, Tom Conklin, Brian Yonts, and D. Clark. By Innovations Design Academy, located on East Locust Street in Canton. By Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main Street in Canton. By the Fulton County Farm Bureau, the voice of organized agriculture since 1916. By AM 1560 WBYS and simulcast at 93.7 FM. By Oldfield Bookkeeping and Tax Service, located on East 4th Street in Farmington. By Truman Cleaning, your residential and commercial cleaning. Everything we touch turns to clean. By Ipava State Bank, with locations in Astoria, Ipava, Lewistown, and Canton. By Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and to make Him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you're looking at getting married, give us a call.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Aledo. Jepson gets the kickoff reception, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 18-yard line. He had a player right on top of him. That was number 23, Brody Fippinger. Kind of an exclamation point on what we've seen so far. If you're just tuning in, trying to catch the end of this one, it's 41-0. Mercer County is on top of the Farmington Farmers. You've got a running clock with 10:45 left. It will continue to run the rest of this ball game, except for timeouts, any type of injuries, and scores. The sun comes out, kind of shining on the success of this Mercer County squad, as they will move on next week to face Sterling Newman or Moments. Still 6-0 is the last scoring update I've got from that ball game, and that was with about 8 minutes left in the first quarter. That game started at 2 o'clock compared to the 1 o'clock start here in Aledo. A different breed of football up here in Aledo. 2A champions last year. They'd like to do it again this year, and they're, once this one goes final, 2 wins away from doing it back-to-back years. 2nd and 5 on a short gain there by Skaggs. Now bring up 3rd and 4.
You know, I go back to an interesting conversation I had with one of Mercer County's principals back in the summer when I saw him. And I asked him what kind of football team they'd have this year, and he said, well, it's a rebuilding year. He goes, I don't know. He said, our good team should be next year. So I don't know what they're going to, are they going to play the Bears next year? I mean, this team's really good now.
That's a rebuilding mode, and as you can hear on our mics, a very windy finale to this game as well. It's been a steady wind all day long, a run there, and you can just see how the Farmers are standing out there. Just kind of, they're ready for the clock to run out too. Welker just hands it off and waits for the play to die.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously still a wildly successful season for the Farmers, but you know, what a way to end it. It's you know, it's going to be a tough one to take, especially for all these seniors that have put 4 years into this. And this, you know, you go out, you hope that they can score before the game's over to try to put some positive spin on the game.
A big win last week against Elmwood Brimfield, beating them for the 2nd time this season. And then you worried about this Mercer County squad maybe coming down, you know, a letdown coming off a huge game last week against Rock Ridge. I think those were probably 2 of the best in the entire class that matched up in a... Ball's loose, looks like a fumble, and I believe Mercer County has fallen on it.
Yeah, Skaggs came around the corner here, and there was a whole bunch of Mercer County Golden Eagles. I mean, there was nobody out there. It was Skaggs running on his own and about 6 Golden Eagles that were trying to take the ball away from him, and one of them finally did.
So now Mercer County will have the ball yet again with 8:13 left. Still 6-0 is your scoring update from the Moments Sterling Newman game. All of your scoreboard updates brought to you by Oaks Hines Funeral Homes in Canton and Elmwood. Oaks Hines is committed to giving you the highest level of service at your time of need. It's going to be run right side and going to be wrapped up, taken down. That's number 48, Matt Weeks. Runs it inside the 10-yard line.
Well, at this point, you just hope the Farmington can keep it under 50. They appear very determined to go in and score again. and they're trying to hurry up and get a new play in here. So I don't think they have any designs on slowing anything down here for a while, Dakota.
And all of this scoring happening in the second and third quarter. Went into halftime, 22-zip. And would like to add some more here at the end. They're going to run to the right side and upended there by Lozier.
Good play by Josh Lozier to keep him out of the end zone, and they're very close. Looks like they spotted on about the, maybe 3-yard line. It'll leave second and goal.
And to make sure that we get all of our sponsors in, always your scoring recap brought to you by Art Hostler Auto Plaza, 2000 North Main in Canton. Talk to the sales team at Hostler's for a great deal on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. With 41 points up on the board, to recap all those scores is going to take a little while. So really what it boils down to is they scored a lot. They scored often in the second and third quarter.
Yeah, and it came in very quick bunches. It was not a lot of sustained drives, really, just boom, 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 punch in the mouth, and it was all over after that. Oh, they go to the kneel down.
And this is, I'd say, a class act there by coaching staff here. They're at the end zone. They've got 6:19 left here. I mean, they're going to have to do something with third down coming if they take another kneel. And then they'll probably just run the ball one more time and see if they can get into the end zone. They've run out of real estate.
Yeah, at this point, I think, they'll kneel it down 2 more times and just turn it around, I think, unless they try a field goal just for something to try. I mean, I wouldn't blame them there. That would help them in their next round of the playoffs.
That's exactly what they do. So they kneel. The ball's at the 5-yard line, real close to the near hash. And let's see if they're going to send out the kicker. And I'm with you, John. Next week, Moment, Sterling Newman, that field goal might come in handy.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know when you're going to need somebody to step up. But it looks like they're sending Wood back out there. They're just going to kneel it down again, I'm guessing.
5-yard line.
We will have a abbreviated post-game show brought to you by Spoon River Electric Cooperative coming up at the finale of this ball game. 5:20 left on the clock here. It's 41-0. Mercer County is on top. They will be moving on to the semifinals of Class 2A for the second straight year.
Hats off to Mercer County. I mean, they've played a very clean game, a fundamentally sound game. With a lot of underclassmen, and they could have put another score in there, and they didn't. They just when it rains, it pours for Farmington. I'm not going to say they played poorly. I just think Mercer County's played that well.
So you take that first quarter and just expand it for the Farmington Farmers. They're right where they want to be.
Yeah.
3 straight turnover on downs. It looked like the Farmers were going to be able to compete. 41-0 if you're just tuning in here. Mercer County just took a kneel down near the Farmers' end zone.
Zach Young
taking the run there. Real quickly, we will have the big stop of the game brought to you by Fairview Quick Stop Regina's Pizzeria, Route 97 in Fairview. Stop in for a grab-and-go sandwich or a frozen Regina's pizza to make at home. John and I will talk about that before our post-game show, and we'll bring it your way. 3:59 left on the clock here in Aledo. Mercer County on top, 41-0. Jepson comes towards us, and he's upended and thrown down to the ground.
And you see a lot of new numbers out there and a different looking jersey, so probably sophomores they're playing for Mercer County at this point. And their second string players are playing every bit as good as their first string players. It's a great tradition here. Mercer County used to be Aledo and Westmer. They've just carried this into their new consolidated high school, and they're just a whole new level of competition. And we'll be seeing them next year in the Prairie Land Conference as the Lincoln Trail and the Prairie Land play crossovers.
Another run by the Farmers. They're going to push for enough for the first down. We do have another scoreboard update from 5A, a local school, Washington. After 1 quarter, it's Washington 21, U High nothing. Wow. Farmers get the first down there. They'll have another set of downs with 2:48 left. We do have a scoring update with 8:51 left in the second quarter. Sterling Newman 14, Moments 7. Run right side. And out in the open field, Young, he's loose. He's at the 50, still on his feet, wrapped up at the 45-yard line.
If not for the speed of a Mercer County defender who stopped and turned and ran him down, Zach Young would have been off to the races for a touchdown. Clearly, by leaps and bounds, the biggest play of the day for the Farmers.
I think right there, Zach Young got more offensive yardage than the Farmers had total.
Yeah, oh, I think so.
He took that one about 35 yards. We've got a timeout on the field, and that's going to be...
they're telling him to rewind the clock.
Like, keep it running as we talk about the penalty with 1:52 left on the clock. It's going to be an offside on Mercer County. So, hey, if I'm the Farmers here, maybe get into the hurry up. You're
you want to try to score.
39 yards away from scoring.
You want to try to score.
41-0. Thanks for tuning in here on CD Country 107.9. Welker hands it off, goes left side. Skaggs still on his feet, and he's wrapped up at the 32-yard line with 1:27 left. Our post-game show coming up in about a minute, brought to you by Spoon River Electric Cooperative, your touchstone energy cooperative providing power to our customers in Fulton, Knox, McDonough, Schuyler, and Peoria counties. First and 10 for the Farmers at the 32, and we're going to roll under a minute left in this ball game. 41-0, Mercer County on top. The crowd leaving in masses here in Aledo. Right side, Zach Young. He's out in the open field, and he's wrapped up at the 22-yard line.
Well, Zach Young's at least going to leave as a senior as something to talk about. He's going to be the leading rusher here today for the Farmers.
Thanks to Brian Wingo back in the studio, keeping us sounding as good as we possibly can with this wind howling in our face all day long. Going to be wind burnt as we go home. Second and short coming up. 28 seconds left. They're going to go left side. Jepson bounces off the back of his own defender, and he's wrapped up, and that should do it here in Aledo.
I think that's probably going to be the last play. You don't see, it looks like, I don't even see him calling another play here.
Yep, the Farmington Farmers are going to walk off. That's the end of this ball game. 41-0, Mercer County advances. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll bring your post-game show right after this here on CD Country 107.9.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on line.
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
They might surprise you.
Hey, she took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
John Asplund alongside Dakota Horn. A tough one for the Farmington Farmers. They lose 41-0. Mercer County will move on. This is your post-game show brought to you by Spoon River Electric Cooperative, your touchstone energy cooperative providing power to our customers in Fulton, Knox, McDonough, Schuyler, and Peoria counties. Well, John, Mercer County just played better football today.
Yeah, and that's, being in games like this when you lose, if you're Farmington and you lose to a better team, it really stings right now, but when it's all said and done, you can live with those types of losses when the team just flat out beat you.
And real quickly, we always talk about our big stop of the game, brought to you by Fairview Quick Stop Regina's Pizzeria, Route 97 in Fairview. Stop in for a grab-and-go sandwich or a frozen Regina's pizza to bake at home. We talked about it. A lot of good plays by Mercer County, but that punt that they blocked, that was kind of a surprise on third down. They got their second score, and then from there they just kept on rolling.
Yeah, I think that was the key to the game. That was the absolute turning point where Farmington was pinned down, but it was still 6-0. Their defense had played well, and they called a quick kick. It was a third down, a quick kick out of the shotgun, which had worked very well for them in the first quarter. And as I said at the time, somebody forgot to inform somebody on the line because they came through untouched. And that was blocked and recovered in the end zone. And after that, it just seemed like Farmington's head went down, and Mercer County could do no wrong after that.
Well, not to make it too short of a post-game show, but it's cold up here. We've been in the elements all day long. John, we've had a fun time doing all Prairie Land games here on CD Country 107.9. We move on to basketball here soon. and we'll do this again next year for football. It's been a blast, and John, hopefully you've had a lot of fun too.
I absolutely have, and as I said before, this will sting Farmington for now, but a fine season for Farmington, to back-to-back playoff appearances and the second ever quarterfinal appearance for the Farmers, so a lot to be proud of, and really look forward to basketball season now, and next year will be a lot of fun just like this year. So great job, Farmers, and good luck to Mercer County in the semifinals.
And Mercer County will get the winner of the Moment Sterling Newman game coming up next week, semifinals, one win away from moving on to NIU Thanksgiving weekend for the 2A state championship. That's going to do it for your post-game show, brought to you by Spoon River Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, providing power to our customers in Fulton, Knox, McDonough, Schuyler, and Peoria counties. At a windy Aledo, a great game for Mercer County. 41-0 is your final. They move on. For everybody at CD Country 107.9, our fans, our listeners, for everybody here, John Asplund, myself, Dakota Horn, Brian Wingo back in the studio. It's been a great season, a great playoffs. We'll see you in basketball season next year for football. Thanks a lot, everybody, and we'll talk to you later.